Are you looking for your next indie game buy? Well, I've got the video for you. With July just around the corner, it means a whole new host of games to add to your library. So here's my top 10 games coming next month. In number 10 is Escape Academy, where escape room designers Coin Crew Games took their plans for a real-life escape room and put them into a video game. After completing an escape room puzzle, which you would expect in real life, you are soon whisked away to the Escape Academy, where they only produce the best of escapists. They've managed to translate the real-life project to a video game incredibly well, giving you that same against-the-clock anxious feeling as you hunt down for notes, keys, and codes left around the room. Best thing about this game is it doesn't wait for you to solve every single puzzle. If you can hazard a guess into what the answer is or where the key is, you can jump straight to the end and exit the room. In fact, the game rewards you for this. After completing each room, you are given a report card affected by time and the amount of hints used. You are truly left to your own devices in this, and you can even call upon some friends to help in co-op mode. Street Transit slides in at number 9, which is a unique city builder that centres around establishing a railway and a pretty sizable map. Like a lot of city builders, you aren't just focusing on single cities, you are looking at making several bustling villages, as there are several means of productions, including fishing, mining and forestry. Hosting these several villages also increases tourism, but you must be ahead of the curve, as forward planning is key to the success in Street Transit. You can use detailed signalling systems on the rails to ensure that they run smoothly, transporting important tourists and materials to other villages, helping them in their development. Making sure that your village has enough leisure activities and other amenities can help make sure to attract tourists and workers alike. The villages are designed in this beautiful, almost industrial colour scheme and design, and I'm a big fan of this. Looking at the larger map is certainly going to be so satisfying. Coming in at number 8 is Endling Extinction is Forever. Endling explores the corruption of the world by humans through the story of a fox who is simply looking to survive. After escaping a burning forest, she ends up giving birth to 4 little adorable pups, only for one of them to be snatched by those destructive humans for money. The first several nights you are tasked with simply feeding your pups with fishes, rabbits and other creatures you can find out in the rather large map. As soon as your pup is snatched, however, you now have to look for clues to their whereabouts. This is where you truly get to explore the map, seeing the true damage with contaminated pools. With each passing night, this damage worsens. There are less trees in the forest, more rubbish dumps, and humans grow sicker and more desperate. Due to this change, it looks like the further along you go, the more you're going to rely on human waste for food, as the natural sources are starting to become exhausted due to the toxicity. As your cubs grow older, you teach them a few tricks such as digging, avoiding traps, etc. But you have to do this quickly, as the dangers of the world, both natural and man-made, can take their lives. What makes this game so attractive is how it highlights the damage humans are causing through the eyes of a fox who relies on its base instincts to survive, and how they have to adapt to the growing dangers around them. Even in the short amount of time I played in the demo, I can feel how heart-wrenching of a story this is going to be. Clanfolk is next up. This colony life sim is set up in the medieval Scottish Highlands. Clear the land up because you got to build a homestead where you have to become self-sufficient, gathering all your materials through hunting, fishing and raising livestock. The list of things you can do in this game seems immense. You can also choose the direction the homestead goes in as well. You can make it an industrial farm, a quiet inn or a bustling trading post. The future is completely in your hands. Just make sure to nurture your clan so that they are in a good mood to do hard work to maintain the quality of your homestead. You are surrounded by neighbouring clans who develop relationships with you, both good and bad, so just be careful who you get on the wrong side of. And in traditional medieval fashion, you can even marry off your children to improve those bonds. Who doesn't love a bit of good old feudalism? But this is important, as neighbouring clans bring across unique goods from very different biomes. With the seasons changing as well, mostly rain because Scotland, you must learn the impacts this can have on crops as well as the materials you have used for building. The list truly goes on with the amount of things you can do in Clanfolk, and is certainly an interesting prospect. Now we travel from the Highlands to down under in this town building simulation Dinkum. Build your very own town, gather resources, catch bugs and fish to add to your museum collection, and craft items to decorate your town. Kind of sounds like Animal Crossing, but, and a big but, this is inspired by the Australian outback, and you don't have the protection of Tom Nook here. The land here is scattered with crocodiles, dangerous snakes and spiders, and don't forget the roos, so protecting yourself and your town is pretty high up on the list. On top of this, you can hunt the creatures to make food with a variety of traps to help you capture them. And of course, you can invite your friends to visit in the co-op mode, who can help you construct buildings, shop at stores, race emus, and even fight crocodiles. I feel like this is everything Animal Crossing could have been. Next up is Eyes in the Dark, the curious case of one Victoria Bloom. Well, that's a mouthful. And travel to Victoria's granddad's manor in this monochromatic roguelike, where the dark is your enemy. The manor has been overrun by a swarm of creatures that have snuck out of the darkness, and the only way to defeat them is a ray of light, which is found through a torch. Victoria travels through the mansion uncovering the secrets left by her grandfather. The torch is completely upgradable with a range of items found on your travels or bought from a giant crow. You must find the best combination to take on what lies in the darkness. Consumable weapons can be be found, and you can build up your arsenal in any way that best suits your playstyle. The map layout changes every playthrough, so you'll have a fresh experience every time, but there are a number of bosses you must take on to uncover the secrets of your family. I'm really excited to see what Victoria finds out and how her future plans out later this month. Taking up that 4th place in this list is Hellpie, a grotesque, obscene and repugnant 3D platformer that sees you take the horns of Nate, the demon of bad taste, who has been given the honourable task of getting the ingredients ready for Satan's birthday cake. Travelling into the overworld, you must take on a range of wonderful and gross enemies, including pieces of poo, dressed as soldiers, grotesque cupids and a giant hand. Some of these are so bad that they weren't deemed safe for the trailer and rightly censored out. You're not alone in this journey, as you have your angel friend Nate, who can be used as a mid-air swing for extra airtime, a grapple hook, or as a weapon, just how you should always treat your friends. Nate also has a range of customizable outfits to wear, and you can also find new horns which give you new abilities to take down enemies and get past obstacles. This is definitely not for anyone with a weak stomach, that is my only word of warning on this one. And in 3rd place is Zell, which takes a really fun and unique spin on the Zelda formula. After being shipwrecked on a strange yet beautiful planet where machinery has been overgrown by the rampant forest, Reed, the protagonist, goes on a quest to find some human life, but very quickly discovers there's a dark history lurking over the planet. You soon set on your way to take on the challenging dungeons and solve the puzzles within, but you aren't alone, so you best ready up your shield and sword and prepare for some action. The combat is actually decent in this. With the addition of a roll, there are plenty of ways to get around your enemies. In the later game, you can find gadgets to improve your arsenal to get past certain obstacles and defeat new enemies. There is a chance to meet new friends along the way as well, so you aren't truly alone on this strange planet. The most interesting part about this game is that you can jump through time and space, which is how I'm assuming you meet the new friends, who have seemed to have deserted the planet, with similar style buildings laid around. But I'm intrigued to see whether this actually has any impact on the gameplay and can be used in combat. I guess we'll find out on the 12th of July. In the number 2 spot is Stray, an adventure game that puts you in the paws of a cat that has been separated from their family. You get to traverse this rather unique and strange cyber city that is slowly decaying and forgotten. There are a number of mysteries and puzzles to be solved, and who better than a cat to get through the nooks and crevices of a forgotten city. There are a number of robots that inhabit the city, one of whom you meet, B12, who will help you communicate with the robots around and solve puzzles that are out of the cat's reach. I'm a big fan of the designs of these robots, who show their emotions and thoughts through their face screens, and are adorned with some of the sort of crazy headdresses. The robots aren't the only inhabitants, however, and there are several hostile creatures who plague the city, and for some reason the robots are reliant on cats to get rid of them, so you got to use several different tools in B12 to get rid of this infestation of tardigrades looking creatures. We get to see more of the stray cat in the Forgotten City on the 19th of July. On the top of this list has to be Bear and Breakfast, a game I've been super excited to play since I discovered it earlier this year. In Bear and Breakfast, you help Hank the Bear and his friends remodel Pinefall Resort, a B&B hidden in the woods which has been left to ruin. Of course, with the large amount of guests that seemingly travel through the woods, you have to build enough rooms, suitable kitchen, and generally just make the place look attractive enough to stay in. Described as someone with teenage ingenuity, I can imagine Hank having some hilarious chats with guests, and it'll certainly be interesting to see how the humans take to a bear running the B&B. But running a B&B requires external sources, so you have to traverse the woods outside gathering materials for food and buildings. But the woods also hold deep secrets, which drive a story element to the game, and soon you may uncover why Pinefall Resort was truly abandoned. So that's it for my list of games coming our way this month. What did you think of the list? Any games you would add or replace? Let me know in the comments. If there are any games that grabbed your interest, all the links will be down in the description. And if you enjoyed this video and want to keep up to date with the latest indie games, don't forget to hit that sub button. And as always, thank you for watching the vid, and I'll catch you very shortly.